That'll be one perspective. That'll be one perspective. Never seen that happen before. So as soon as the live started, it paused and closed the whole app out. So as I was saying, multiple perspectives to go with this reading. Wisdom of the Hidden Realms will be the first one. Divination of the Ancients will be the second one. And then the Higher Perspective Oracle, my cards, will be the third one. And I'll use mine last. I'll use mine to kind of represent what I think Taurus is really doing. And again, in a sense to where we exist in this realm, the alignments and signs and all the other shit do play a part. How much of a part it plays on you becomes your choice once you get to that level of awareness. Stay stuck in knowledge, then you just become the results of the conditions. And you have to let your life tell your tale. You're going to have to do what you want to do and do what resonates for you. But you'll have to start making sense of if what you resonate with only leaves you on a journey, you might want to start trying something different. So, Hills numerology for tomorrow, which again is the full moon, the full pink coochie moon. It's a moon of manifestation. It's a manifesting moon under a manifesting vibration in a manifesting year. But under the lunar influence of one of the most vindictive and powerful yet paranoid signs there is, Scorpio. So, but if you manifesting out of a sense of paranoia, there's a danger. Here's a disclaimer about paranoia. Paranoia is not always a frantic thing. Paranoia could be something in your head that already has you in a sense of struggle. I'll just keep that simple. Paranoia is not always a bad thing. It's not something I'm going to say is good, but the level of paranoia can be what somebody uses to keep themselves safe. So, going down Hills numerology, we'll do, like I said, I'll use my cards to represent Taurus because we're in the sun sign of Taurus. Reading the full pink coochie moon in Scorpio under the Taurus sun. That's a whole lot of holes and a whole mess. Sheesh. Think about what I just said. It's a full pink coochie moon and it's under Scorpio in the Taurus sun. So the lunar influence, death. The solar influence, stubbornness. Death, stubbornness, and then the pink moon itself is a symbolic representation of resurrection and reincarnation. I'm reincarnating into the same shit that leaves me in paranoia, but I'm too stubborn to let it go. That's really what it says. So we'll use the multiple perspective. We'll start with the divination of the ancients. The outright gist of what this full pink moon is going to do in Scorpio under Taurus. The perspective. Nature in reverse. This is the Ogum. The Ogum represents nature. This is kind of like, really, it's the signs that you see in nature, and it's your connection to nature itself. It's in reverse. Things have you flowing unnaturally. The best way to look at that is if, say you're a river, and you're supposed to be going that way, but now something comes that says, you know what, I don't want you to flow that way. Let me divert you and make you go where I want to go. As the river, that now becomes your accepted course. That's not natural to you. That's just what you've been stroked into flowing into. So if you don't have the capacity to get out of where you've been led and to get back into where you should have been, all your manifestations have already been corrupted. All of your manifestations have already been manipulated. All of your manifestations are no longer natural. They are the result of the experiences you now been placed in. Again, take your time with that. Don't overthink this shit. That's part of the problem is people tend to try and overthink what they hear because they want it to make sense to what they think they know. But as you always hear me say, knowledge got you fucked up. What you think you know has not gotten you to what you want to see. It's only shown you more for you to keep looking for. That's a goddamn journey. When you gonna sit still, Hoss? When you gonna sit still? So again, that was the perspective of the ancients. Divination of the ancients is you're already disconnected from nature. You're following the signs of where you've already been put into manipulation, and you're using that for manifestation. So what would the wisdom of the hidden realms say? Holding us to y'all. Again, the question is, what is this pink coochie moon in Scorpio under Taurus doing to us? The wisdom of the hidden realms. Y'all saw me shuffle the cards. It's that river queen in reverse. Remember I just used that analogy about the river? You're no longer in your natural flow. Your flow has been diverted into something that wants to take your energy into where they see fit. The card says flow, letting go, and natural movement. Holy sheep shit. See, this is why I start doing this, using two different mediums so that you don't just hear my words. The cards are telling you too. You're already out of nature, and you're already no longer the primary influence of your movements. So in the sense to where the number on this card is 36, in my number system, 36 is FAFO. Fuck around and find out. Fuck around and find out. You are no longer in natural flow, as I already said, and you've let go of the notion of trying to get back into nature. You're just trying to make sense of where you're at. That is trauma responsive as all get out. If I'm running and there's a wall right here and I now have to run around that wall, I am now making sense of the condition that's been placed in front of me instead of where I was supposed to be at. So that's not a natural movement. That's called an alchemical adjustment. You now have to process the change that has been placed in front of you so that you can make the change that's placed in front of you become more conducive to where you're trying to go. 3 and 6. 3, my thoughts, what I'm communicating with in a higher level, will show me 6. It will show me where I'm found. Whatever I'm thinking about will be what I use to find where I'm trying to go. Get back to what I said. If somebody is giving you the stimulus for how you think and what you're supposed to be doing, they already told you how you're going to manifest. If somebody can keep putting something in your head and telling you what it has to be, that becomes your FAFO. That becomes the only thing you're trying to fuck around and find out. But if what's already been placed in your head as a programming was not authentically designed for your betterment, for lack of a better word, roll raggy. So moving into the Hills numerology, and I posted them up a few minutes ago. There's only one line off. Unfortunately, sometimes I get long-winded in my words, and the screen won't capture all the words, so I always cut off the last line. But I'll do the reading in here. So the first numerical breakdown, 4/23/2024. 4 is balance. 4 is visualization. 4 is a trap. 4 is I only see that which I focused on. You understand that? Best analogy I can use for that is somebody who is looking to, let's just say, a person thinks that their significant other is cheating, and so now they finna go through their phone until they find it. You already focused on what you want to see, and you ain't gonna stop until you see it, even when it ain't there. That's a real trick of this realm. Only that was a personal level one. On a bigger scale, they do that shit to us every day. Shit that they show us ain't what it really is, but because it becomes so convincing, you accept it for what it is, and holy shit, bye-bye river. They already diverted your energy from what's really there because they done tricked you into thinking what they showed you is what's real. Hi, Santa Claus. So that 4 becomes the trap. 23 in my number system is the element of fire. That is your passion. That is your energy, period. That is my fires. How am I going to create? By my fires. That which I'm passionate about will be that which I create. So if I'm passionate about what's already got me diverted and manipulated, I'm still going to create from there. That's conditioned to enslavement. So 23 is my fires. 2024, judged by what I'm manifesting. 2024 is all about you're going to get to manifest that what you keep investing in. But again, if you're only investing into where your energy has been diverted into a lesser state of flow, you can manifest from there, but was that really what you should have been manifesting? If this is me at 100% and this is me at 50%, I can still manifest from that 50%, but did I do myself a disservice? The majority of people are going to say, no, because I'm still manifesting. That's a struggle mindset. That's a struggle mindset. I work 40 hours a week and I made $2,500, but my paycheck only say $1,250. I'm just going to take the $1,250 because that's what they gave me. No, I got questions. I got questions because I want what I work for. I want what's divinely mine and not just take what they generously given. Too many people in this realm have generously accepted what's been given, and you don't have any higher thought processes of trying to figure out how I got there. I don't do dual lives, so thank you, but no thank you. So 4/23/2024, trap fires that keep manifesting anyway. Think about what I just said. Your fire's trapped, but you still keep feeding your energy into where you're already trapped because you're still trying to manifest. Would it not be better to make sure that you get free first? My fires are already contained, so that means my fires are already in reduction, plus they're already being used. Why do I keep producing for something that's using me? Why don't I use that energy to try and get free so that I am back on my course? Let your life tell your tale with that one. That is a condition of this realm. Again, struggle mindset, poverty consciousness. So shouldn't you make sure you get free first? Or is it better to just stay conditioned and in traumas and let your limits be your goals? So 4/23/2024, by the divination of the ancients, that breaks down into the perspective of the shooting star confirmations. Even if a shooting star was actually a star, which in most cases is not, it's just an asteroid or a meteorite or something like that, it's at the end of its life. It is about to hit the end of its journey. You understand that? I've seen a shooting star. Okay, well, we got the Lyrics that come through tonight and tomorrow. Don't quote me on that, but there's a meteor shower passing through right now as we speak. So, or I think it's this weekend if it's not tonight. But those are not stars. Those are fragments of old planets or old moons and things like that are caught in the gravitational flow and they keep coming back. But their energy is already corrupted. Their energy is caught in the flow to where they're no longer, holy shit, river. They're no longer controlling their own path. They just got to go where they're led. They just got to go where they're led. So the way to tie that in is where I keep saying 4/23, where your fires are already trapped. Your fires are already trapped, and now you just got to go with the flow. Whoops, first thing I told you. A river that's been diverted is not as strong as it was, is not as strong as it could be if it was left in nature. So you got confirmation of if something puts me in a cycle and it takes me around the wheel, eventually somewhere on that wheel I'm gonna see something for me. But I'm under the influence of what's controlling my flow. This is basically, I had this thought earlier. This is spiritual double dutch, if you understand that. When you play in double dutch, you gotta wait for that right time to jump in, or holy shit, you mess up the whole game. But eventually, in the turning of that rope, the turning of that wheel, you can get in and you can get out. But now you're already under condition because you have to wait for alignment. You got to wait for alchemical flow for things to allow you to get in instead of already be in alignment with it and be the source of flow itself. So you're already in condition. Your fires are already under containment. Your fires are already under containment, and basically you just out here like a shooting star. You out of here like a shooting star. Your energy has already been corrupted, underused, and on some levels about to be fucking extinguished. About to be extinguished. What would the wisdom of the hidden realms say to that same thing? Trap fires that keep on manifesting. You ain't worried about being trapped. You just want to keep manifesting. The Arrow Master in reverse. I'll turn it up right for you. It's in reverse. But the Arrow Master in reverse. 10. What is 10? The Wheel of Fortune. 10 is the beginning of illusions. 10 is two numbers pretending to be one. 10 is where my potential has already fooled me. But holy shit, I'm the arrow master. Why? Because my ideology told me hit the mark. Remember the shooting star? I'm just trying to find the right way to flow. That's hitting the mark. The second word on here, intention. The third word on here, detachment. Remember, this was in reverse. So you're not hitting the mark. You don't have proper use of your intentions. Why? Because you are already under guidance. Things tell you what to do. And you're not detached, you're attached. Holy shit, you're in a collective. You are collectively connected to everything that affects you, which means you now become less effective for yourself until you learn to let that shit go. So you are already out here being seen as a shooting star, and you're the arrow master in reverse. So that's your 423-2024. Your trap fires that keep manifesting, you ain't got no control over your energy. Why? Because as the first two cards showed you, you already lost your connection to nature. And what was nature? Your authentic self. Not your trauma self. Not the shit that you keep on going through. Hell, look at any good movie for that. How that little child had a good life, and then it got mixed up with a gang, and now they start learning death and all that other shit. Was that who that child was, or was that what that child became as a result of experiences? Some of y'all still don't get that. So moving on to the next line, 665. Some of y'all still don't get that. 665, self-sabotaging movements. When you put your energy, or when you allow your energy to be put in something that is not designed for your wholeness, you now become a co-conspirator in your own separation. When you allow yourself to get enslaved, you now become a co-conspirator in everything that now masters you. So 66.5, self-sabotaging movement. And what I put in the write-up was, is it ABC or is it BAC? You understand that? The normal flow of the alphabet is ABC. But for some people who are stuck on what they think they know, you might as well be out here talking about BAC, because you're moving backwards anyway. But you can't tell people that, because you have to let your life tell your tale. It isn't until you hit a point of awareness within yourself that what I know is what's got me done up, you'll stay your course. And that's fine. We all have to do that. We don't have to do that, but it's what people do. Wholeness. So is it ABC or is it BAC? Another acronym for BAC, blood alcohol content. Some of y'all is the latter, that BAC, because you drunk as hell out here. You are drunk as hell out here, being stroked into every glamorous saying that you have been taught by this current movement of energy. Better be careful. Better be careful glamorizing all this bullshit out here. So you drunk as hell out here, and you might have alchemical poisoning. You ain't got alcohol poisoning. You got alchemical poisoning, because you out here trying to change that which has already been designed to change you. You understand that? Alchemy, when you hear me say alchemy is a lie, alchemy says I'm going to take what was already there and change it into something that was going to benefit me. The whole issue with that is, what alchemy is if I need to change something into something else for me, the first thing I need to address was I wasn't already enough. I wasn't already enough because I now needed to exert energetic rights over something else and enslave it by mastering it into a condition that works better for me. Shh. Self-sabotage. Self-sabotage by your movements. That which you're moving has already moved you. Guidance. The tarot. Divination. A predictive course of what could potentially be happening if I move. Guidance. Alchemy is intentional guidance. At the end of the day, alchemy is, I'm going to transmute this. Okay, so you've already placed an intention on what you want to see for that energy, because you didn't value what the energy already showed you. A lot of y'all are out here alchemizing your life. You're not understanding what it really is. You just trying to honor the conditions of what you've been taught they have to be, or a counter to what you have already experienced it not being, that you want to just keep on directing the flow. You want to take that flow that you've already been stroke out of, and you want to divert it even further, so that now you trick yourself into thinking you got control. You still not natural. Here's your natural course. Here's your diverted course. Here's your alchemical course, because now you're going to fix what's already fixed you. Why? Because you've already been placed in reduction. You've already been placed in reduction. You've already been defined, made less than fine, and trying to find wholeness in your separation. So you've been self-sabotage and you're looking for guidance, or you're trying to be the force of guidance. But the wisdom of the hidden realm said, pretty much, if you've already been self-sabotaged by your movements, the first thing you should do is be still. The lady of the mirror. 44. Look in the mirror and see what you're manifesting. 44, the master manifester. The lady of the mirror. Alice. Look in the mirror, Alice, before you end up in the Wonderland chasing them motherfucking rabbits and that Mad Hatter. And out there getting high as fuck with that caterpillar. And playing games with a trickster like that fucking cat. So, the whole problem was you didn't honor the reflection and non-judgment. What I see in the mirror is not who I am. You understand that? What you see in the mirror is not authentically who you are. What others see in you does not have to be who you are. The potential for what you want others to be do not have to be what they are. So it becomes a differential between projection and alchemical dominance. Your desire to rule over something will make you basically put it through a system and cycle of mastery. Energetic misuse, self-sabotaging movements. So the next line, one of the most dangerous lines, if you look at the breakdown for 4/23/2024, you can end up with 4 twos. 2222. Again, I tell you, 4 of the same vibration is an infection. It is the same thing like working on a classic typewriter and you hit the key and that motherfucker just keeps on putting out the same letter or number. You stuck. You stuck. You now cannot go any further until you fix what keeps being produced. Holy shit, what is 2? What I keep seeing. What is 2? What I think I know. What is 2? That which I'm connected to. What is 2? That which I keep reflecting on. So holy shit, the lady of the mirror that tells you where you have self-sabotaged yourself by your movements said that you need to stop and look at what you keep connecting to. Look at what you keep seeing and look at what you think you know, because those things are what's directing your flow, because now you're caught in a cycle. You keep mashing that 2 and then everything you keep on producing only looks the same. So you're stuck. Infection of knowledge and the refusal to let it go. When you keep doing the same thing and keep producing the same result, that, my dear children, is called the definition of insanity. But you can glamorize and glorify that shit all day long. You can glorify it, but it still doesn't change the condition. So the refusal to let go. It's as detrimental as taking crack from a crackhead when that itch needs a good scratch. It's dangerous as fuck. I don't recommend you try that. Anybody with any level of addiction, hell, I could go as far as saying trying to take a damn pacifier from a baby. But, don't do that. Do you understand what I'm saying? When somebody is fixated on what they have and they're presented with a perspective that potentially might take that from them, hell no. I ain't trying to hear nothing you got to say because I'm safe in what's already got me trapped. Say that slowly. I'm safe in what's already got me trapped. 222, infection of knowledge. Wishbone, affirmation. Holy shit. The wishbone, I'm being pulled apart, but being pulled apart is going to show me all my magic. The duality of that is, being pulled apart will show you all your magic because it's just like opening a bottle, you let all the potential out. The problem is, if you're looked in the mirror, is do you need to see your magic? Or do you understand that the magic is you? You understand that? Some of y'all don't have enough value within yourself to just be still and accept you for who you are. So you get out here and try and become something to convince others that that's who you are, so that you don't see it within yourself. So that you can now see it within yourself. You don't love you enough on a lot of people's levels. You don't love you enough to be still, so you do things so that others see you, so that the love they show you makes you feel better about the lack of love you have within yourself, and then you trick yourself into using that false love from others. It's what makes you feel love within yourself. So the bad side of the wishbone is pulling yourself apart so that you can become affirmed in your condition is self-sabotage. The other part of that is understanding that wishbone, once I break the connection, I can now see what it was. The duality to that is if I'm breaking the connection to that which has already got me under control, that's a good thing. If I'm breaking the connection to myself, that's not a good thing. And I say that in the sense to where, because I heard somebody's thoughts, yeah, in this collective consciousness, that shit happens. Breaking yourself away from the traumas you have accrued during through experience, that's a trick of the mind, because it's not technically breaking myself. It's setting myself free by letting that shit go. You understand that? Here's the traumas I've been through. Here's who I authentically am without these traumas. If I let go of that, then I hold myself together. What we get taught in this realm is you got to face and fight that, and you got to break this one so that you can learn how to fight that one, and then you're going to become all this. That's a false journey. That's an alchemical lie. You better watch that shit. That is feeding the traumas that you're trying to heal and hoping that you're going to heal them traumas so that you can heal yourself. Where'd all the energy go? To your traumas. You're going to keep on feeding your traumas because you've been taught the affirmations of heal your past and then gain your future. But your energy was the present and the gift. So 222, your infection of knowledge, you keep trying to pull yourself apart to put yourself back together. The only thing you're going to keep on doing is pulling yourself apart and putting yourself back together with the traumatic experience of what you allowed yourself to go through. The altar priestess, and this is a 39. The 39, and it says preparation, prayer, and the most dangerous part, sacred ritual. Ritual is whatever you allow yourself to go through on a daily. When you brush your teeth in the morning, that's a ritual. When you get up and go get in traffic at 6:45 in the morning, that's a ritual. When you wake up and roll over and fart and go back to sleep, that's a ritual. Anything you do in a repetitive fashion or in succession to get an intended result or to stay out of the lack of results, that's a ritual. This whole life that we exist in is a ritual. So, whereas the infection of knowledge, where the card came up as the altar priestess, think about it. We set up altars as a point of reverence to pay homage or establish connection to things on a quote unquote higher vibration, your ancestors, deities, things like that. So if you have already found the connection by developing an established relationship with things that you perceive to be higher, the best advice I can give you in that sense of connection is you better hire yourself. If you got a connection to all these magnificent angels and deities and demons and aliens and all this other shit out here, you better make sure that you raise your energetic signature so that you can see them clearly instead of staying down here on your knees and energetic begging for them to save you when they are just the fragmentation of your wholeness. You understand that? Can't nothing in this universe save you if you won't save yourself, because everything in this universe is you imitating this motherfucking wishbone. It's all you pulling yourself apart, trying to learn to hold yourself together. So until you learn to hold yourself together, everything that you come into encounter with is only going to be designed to show you how to effectively pull yourself apart, how to alchemize yourself, how to change yourself into what you think will be the safest form. And that was the initial thing of looking in the mirror. I fell in love with the reflection more than I did the source of light. Sorry if that does not compute for somebody's simple mind, and that's, it is what it is. When you look in the mirror shows a reflection, but it is not the source of the light. Hell, even the light ain't the source. The light is just the emanation from a source. So be careful with these things y'all think y'all know. Your question was, and it's a complicated but yet easy answer, is how to change your vibration instantly. The simple answer is figure out what the hell got your energy. Figure out what's got your energy. If you figure out what's got your energy and you can ask yourself authentically why, and you can start holding yourself accountable instead of making justifications for why you can't do anything different. If you keep on making justifications for why you can't do nothing different, you will only self-sabotage yourself into seeing the same. Just taking accountability and responsibility for what I'm seeing and why it's allowed in my energy is a vibrational change. But the whole goal is to stop vibrating. Vibrations denote movement. Sit your punk ass down and be still. That's what you hear me say all the time. Sit down and be still and then figure out what's moving me and why. Because if it's moving me because I choose to be moved, then holy shit, self-sabotage. But guess who's accountable? But if it's moving me because it's controlling my flow, holy shit, you enslaved. You've been alchemized, even while you're out here trying to produce alchemy. So, next line, 4445. 3 of the same number is a trap. 4, the vibration, the box, balance is a trap. Balance says I have to connect to something else in order to get an understanding. Same thing like you hear me say. I can sit here and say this shit 500 different ways, but until it hits the balance of what you think you know, it sounds like pea soup. Because you've already told yourself, and where you fixated on what you thought, where you fixated on what you thought you saw, it's the only thing you're going to pay attention to. 33 is experience. 33 is a binding moment. 33 is your thoughts that have now replicated. That's beyond a trap. See, 33 can help produce 44. 33 is my thoughts have now told me what to think. That ain't trap. That's complete usury. 44 is my thoughts have already told me how to manifest, and I'm going to go do it. So 33 is the number of experiences where your thoughts have become pervasive. That's the perception of your soul number. But 33 is also a 6. 6 is traumas. 6 is traumatization. So if 33, the binding point, is your soul number, the trauma has your soul. Ooh, 1133, 7. 11, you justify the experiences you go through because you think that's who you are. That's how that breaks down, Marie. You justify the experiences you go through because you think that tells you who you are. Now, however, 6, 2, and 7, 8, 15, still takes you right back to a 6. So that will still say that you potentially pay more attention to your experiences, the things you've been traumatized by, versus breaking the cycle and stop feeding the energy. Just a quick little assessment on how numerology will work on my level. If you stop feeding what you think you have to go through, you stop going through it. That in itself becomes accountability to internal self-sabotage. So 4445, like I said, 4 is a trap because in this universe, we want you to establish a balance. How can I find my wholeness if I'm connected to something else? Again, see the wishbone. You won't find your wholeness until you tear yourself apart. No, I won't find my wholeness. I'll find a whole mess of me. Cosmic come. I'll find myself nutted all over everything else. And now a part of me will now be in everything else. But which one of us is real? None of you. None of us. This is just a perception of what you would become if you broke yourself apart just to see how to put yourself back together. Henceforth, those 33s. The thought that tells you what it can see. So 4445, trapped in the balance of everything that moved you. And again, easily influenced. If 444 says that I'm trapped in the balance of the trap, who has my account? If I'm trapped in the balance of a trap, if I'm trapped in the balance of Bank of America, who owns my money? Some of y'all gonna sit there and say you own your money. I think they showed y'all that last year. When people went to the bank, hey, Bank of America, I want to get 10,000. I'm sorry, we can't give you no money. Technological error, so you know what? We can't give you your money. And what we do? Okay, boss. See what I'm saying? If you trapped in the balance of what already got you trapped, and now they telling you how to move, or they keeping you still because you need your money to move, but they ain't gonna give it to you. What's got you trapped is your master. 4445. Who's your master? Oops. Who owns your fire? Who owns your fire? Because in this realm, that takes away your spontaneity. It takes away your spontaneity because the example I just gave you was you go to the ATM at 5 o'clock in the morning and it says, sorry, out of order. Now you can't purchase what you was trying to purchase until what's got your money tells you it's okay. Your money, your currency, your inner G, INNER space G, your inner God awareness. Only most of y'all ain't aware of your own divinity, so you out here trying to find it in something else. You've already been diverted from your own wholeness, and you've been told that you're less than what you are, and you're just trying to find what you are and what's already got you less than what you are. What's going on, brother? So again, 4445, you trapped in the balance of who owns your energy. Who already owns your energy can burn you. But how would that play out in the wisdom of the hidden realms? Because if I'm trapped in what's moving me, damn, we already said the fire was your master. Let's see what's happening here. Wow, in reverse, this is the keeper of the scales. This is the keeper of the scales. This is the 38 in reverse. It says fairness and balance. Remember I told you, you trapped in balance? This is whoever owns your balance is who owns your scales. You know the Anubis function? You got to weigh your heart versus your experiences. Whoever owns your fires can keep putting more experiences on that scale. You'll never find your heart. You will never find the weight of the feather if your heart keeps giving more experiences to make you heavy because you glamorize your traumas because you think you're alchemizing them. Are you alchemizing them or are they alchemizing you? Strike that from the records, Your Honor, because knowledge will get them fucked up in that answer. And is what I'm going through making me more of me or am I becoming more of it? You might as well bleach your skin. Oops. Sorry, Your Honor. Carlos, stop me. So moving on to the next line. 44222 and 3. Holy sheep shit, Batman. Hi, 2024 is a 44. The master manifester. 222 is a trap. Trapped in what? Trapped in what I think I know. So I have masterfully manifested the trap of what I think I know. And then 3, it's all I can think about. Remember I said earlier, I can sit there and tell y'all a different perspective from 95 different angles, but until it hits something that you safely think you know, pea soup. Pea soup. Yet today, 422 is, it's an 88. 422 is a 44, but 422 2024 is a 4444. Remember, I'm telling you, whenever you hit that typewriter key and that same number keep coming out, holy shit, you can't finish your paper. You can't finish your paper. Why? Because that key stuck. We're stuck in the key of 4. We're stuck in the 4 key today. I can't get past the trap. I can't get past the trap. Why can't you get past the trap? Because I'm trying to find balance with the trap. What was the whole balance of the trap? I'm going to trap you. You motherfuckers better watch Bugs Bunny. Bugs Bunny know the trap's over there, so he's not going to go get in it. The way y'all operate in this realm, the majority of you is, you're going to go get in the trap to see if you can get out. You're going to go get in the trap to see if you can alchemize it. But holy shit, it already alchemized you. So now you're not what you were before you got in the trap. You're now the results of what the trap that showed you. But you think that's who you are. You've manifested a trap connection to your thoughts. When you've manifested a trap connection to your thoughts, you become the thought itself. You become the thought itself. Remember I told you whoever owns your fire is your master? You ain't even a candle at this point. You have already manifested a connection to what I already told you how to think. You ain't even the candle. You don't even own your own illumination. Remember I told you a minute ago? You have the reflection, which is basically the shadow. You have the light that produced the reflection. And then you have the source from which that light came from. You motherfuckers out here looking for your light. You ain't even learned to let go of your shadows. You'll never meet your source. You'll never meet your source. Why? Because you're too busy trying to alchemize your shadows, trying to get to your light. But the only thing you're going to do is alchemize your shadows and find a light to produce from your traumas. In some sense, Marie, yes. But the inability to not put out the fire within that is responsive to anger means I've already enslaved myself. But I'm just out here on the chopping block looking for who's going to be my next master. You get that? It ain't that whoever angers you becomes your master. You've already enslaved yourself to the inability to stop responding. This realm, the realm of alchemical thoughts, has people responsive, not responsible. So you out here responding to what things can take you through, experience, but experience ain't a requirement. Holy shit, 33, experience ain't a requirement. Experience becomes the trap. Why? Because you justify fucking yourself up. You justify splitting yourself. So 442233, you manifested a trap that already said you don't even know your light. Illumination. This is false enlightenment. You just know the source of what's already burning you. Huh? The trick in what I just said is you know the source of what's burning you. That's the same thing as somebody who's sitting out here smoking. Man, I know I need to quit. That was the whole answer. I need to quit. The cigarette ain't gonna make me quit. Watching Jenny Craig or whoever else on TV ain't gonna make you quit. You ain't gonna quit until you had enough. You understand that? So the whole answer was, I need to quit. But I ain't had enough yet. Self-sabotage. So you keep on manifesting this connection that got you trapped. The whole answer on how to get free was, take back my light. Take back my light. Not take back my light from the traumas, but in other words, let me stop saying take back my light. Stop giving out my flame. Stop giving out my flame, and then I won't have to deal with the results of where I got burnt. We all are. Marie, we're all our worst enemy. The problem is to stop that me versus me shit, or stop telling yourself you're your worst enemy and understand that you are your only permanent ally. You understand that? Throughout the entirety of your existence, the only person that is guaranteed to be there with you. Even when you ain't for yourself, you still can't get rid of you. You can't get rid of you, so you have to understand that, holy shit, the universe is me. The universe is me in a story. The fuck am I writing? Some of y'all here writing a goddamn horror story. Why? Because 44223, you manifested a trap connection to what your thoughts have told you to think. Again, look at 2020. That should be free and clear for everybody. 2020, they told you people what to think, and y'all still ain't learned to let go of that programming, and you still think it. God diggity damn. The wise woman of Wonderland. This was in reverse. This is 21. They turned your world upside down. The wise woman of Wonderland. The wise woman of Wonderland is the motherfucker that knows Wonderland ain't real. I'm wise enough to know that Alice should have never went through that looking glass, because the minute she went through that looking glass, the only thing she met was the pieces of herself. She met her own psychosis. She met the crazy parts of herself, thinking that chasing them was how she was going to regain her sanity. Think a little bit deeper. Perhaps not on the physical world. Perhaps what not on the physical world. But again, this is your world upside down, because, sorry, I'll wait to see what you're talking about. A lot of things that go on in this perceived realm ain't nothing but a reflection of what's going on in other realms. So the card says integrity and compromise, but it's in reverse. The word that you just put on there was everything you need to know. Alice has experience. Alice has experience, but she has experience with what? What she saw. But what she saw was not who she was. What she saw was what she couldn't become. That's a trauma. She wasn't fine with being who she was. She found more favor in that reflection, and that's why she went through the looking glass. But you're still here, though. Not trying to be funny. You said I had astral projection, able to leave my body. Me too, but guess what? We're still here. There's all kind of magnificent tricks in this realm, but it still leave you here. Albeit the silver cord that you're supposed to hold on to so that you don't leave out. And then when you get up to them big ass black eye aliens that you might have met, should you traveled up high enough into the realms, you still ended up back here. Hell, they asses here too. Trapped in the trap of yourself in fragmentation. And within the fragmentation of yourself, the traumatic experience is everything gets created. Everything causes trauma. 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 Because it's an exertion of potentiality. An exertion of potentiality is a substantiation for potential movement. Anything that can potentially move you presents itself as a trauma. Again, like I said, traumas are double-ended. They don't have to be bad. That's just a trick of this room. Traumas are good too. Hell, look at these billionaires. They're traumatized as fuck. They're trying to make sure that they don't leave nothing for the little people down here because they're scared they might have to share what they got. That's a trauma. That's a fear. So 444223, like I said, it introduces you into the world in reverse. And from there, we get into 17, the star card. 4/23/2024, if you do the math on it, it produces a 17. 17 is a star card. But what is 17 in the sense of duality? It's 1, potential, and 7, who I think I am, self-awareness. So potentially, this is who I think I am. If you was here at the beginning of the reading, I told you, here you were that river, direct flow. Something diverted your path and now controls your energy. So if potentially, I think this is who I am in correlation to where I've already been led astray, holy shit, you've been hoodwinked and bamboozled. Because I'm not fixing my potential. Well, I'm not fixing my wholeness. I'm just fixing the potential or where I've already been taken from myself. We could go all kind of religious places with that, but I'm not going to do that to you. So 17, you will star in what got your will. You will star in what your will gets willed into willing. That's what I put down on the paper. You will star in what your will gets willed into willing. So basically, when you take a hamster and you put him in a cage and you make him get on that wheel, you can make him produce energy. Don't believe me? Look it up. You can hook some wires to that hamster's cage and put him in the cage and he on that wheel. And every time he spin that wheel, he's using his willpower on the wheel to produce energy. What I tell you this was all about? Your energy. So if something can divert your path and now tell you how to create by giving you the limitations of what you can create, even when you think you're creating for yourself out of your ego, your energy that has now been generated and operated under limitation. Sorry, your ego, your energy that has been generated and operated under limitation, under constraints, under guidelines, under the law of karma, under the law of dharma, under the law of reflection, the law of cause and reflect, the law of the dog ate my homework. You see what I'm saying? When you tell yourself that everything that you've been taught is all there is to know, holy sheep shit, Batman. It's the crystal ball in reverse. It's the crystal ball in reverse. You're supposed to have clarity, but there is none. You want to know why you don't have clarity? Because your doctrine of limitations that has you trapped already gave you your balance. See, I know what I know, brother, because it's what I've been taught and I've been told, and it's what I experienced, because holy shit, I didn't want to get back into the flow of me. I only flowed where they fucking directed me. Oops. So you'll star in whatever cage they put you in, my dear hamster. But let's just hope they're nice enough to clean out your poop. Oops. The high lady of love and compassion. It's a 1. You're right, we'll clean your cage out. We'll clean your cage out because 1 is your potential. If I don't at least give you some space to think that you're saving yourself, you might stop producing energy. Holy shit. This is no different than feeding some slaves some scraps so they got enough strength to get out in that field in the morning. Who you working for? You working for your master that you trying to master so you can alchemize the mastery? Or have you just conditioned yourself to be enslaved to what you think you know? Your potential. Which one is greater? Remember I told you the beginning of separation was 10? My potential and my wholeness. My wholeness has been used to amplify my potential. What you mean? Put a 0 behind a 1. Don't that 1 become greater? Yeah. But 0 ain't nothing. Then holy shit, why everybody want a bunch of zeros behind their accounts? Why? Because 0 had all the energy. Them solid numbers had all the potential. So when you take that potential and you steal all the energy from source, make him run on that wheel, the potential got greater. So what's ever mastering you and diverting your energy, the high lady of love and compassion, I'm going to make sure that you have just enough not to get off of the wheel. Because if you get off of the wheel, you might regain your own will. W-I-L-L. See, this is the realm of free will. Shut up, pal. Free will? Don't pay your bills tomorrow. Come holler at me in 31 days. Oops. Oops. So, moving on from 17, where you keep starring in this bullshit because you've been taught the conditions, and instead of questioning the conditions that have now conditioned you, you've been conditioned to not question yourself. And that motherfucker inner voice is screaming, help, help, cut this shit out. This ain't what we supposed to be doing. Like that little, that meme with that little boy. And he walk in the room and he go, Jesus Christ. That's what our souls are doing. Holy shit, Jesus Christ. What the fuck is going on with this realm? Spirits traveling, time flows different, and traveling and end up permeating into this time field. Like, oh, lock the doors. We're passing planet Earth in 2024. Lock the doors. Ooh, they didn't do anything different, so they now getting the same. Why? 8. That 17 produces an 8. 1 plus 7, 8. What's 8? The infinity loop. Only we won't lay our punk ass down and realize we sleep so that we can wake up. We like a whale. Sleep standing up. Sleepwalking like a motherfucker. You understand that? Whale sleep vertical. An 8 is nothing but an infinity symbol. Infinity symbols means infinite energy that won't stop chasing itself, because once it finds itself, it's going to shit on itself and start the cycle again. So because we won't lay down and realize, holy shit, I've been sleeping on myself, let me wake up. We keep waking up where we already sleep. 8 the fuck up. Could go deeper and explain to you how 8 ain't nothing but that original 0 that done detached itself by giving its energy to its reflection. But even giving energy to its reflection did not cause separation. It just caused perspective. Source looked in the mirror, saw the reflection, forgot about its whole self, and start wondering what it could become. But even in thinking about what it could become, it still couldn't separate itself. It still couldn't separate itself. But it could give energy to them thoughts, them threes that it wanted to experience. And experience becomes the struggle. So 8, struggle minds glamorize anything that helps make sense of the struggle. But at what point do you set yourself free from that struggle mentality? Pain bot. All I know is pain. All I know is pain. The majority of people in this room, pain. All I know is pain. The dice. Take a gamble and move. See, I can't keep still because I got to go on a journey to find me. But who you looking for? Me. Where you going to find him? Out there. Well, then who are you? Rutrow Raggy. You know what? You might be right, but that ain't what I got taught. So I'm going to alchemize myself and keep on going out here and become everything that I've been through. Never mind what I already am. Diverted flow. You keep on taking a gamble. I have questioned everything, but that has left me with more questions and lonely. If the questions you ask, and this is perspective, and this is case by case, so I'm not trying to give you an answer, I'm just presenting a perspective. When you ask questions within yourself, sometimes you receive an answer, but again, like I've been saying this whole reading, if the answer you heard is not in correlation to what you think you know, the average person dismisses it. When you get to that point to where you get tired of being tired, when you get uncomfortable with being comfortable and you ask that question, you'll listen to what you hear. Even when you listen to what you hear and it clearly says, you know what, that shit is trauma responsive as fuck. That's some you told Harpo to beat me type shit. Then you can clearly look at the perspective of, holy shit, I have been operating out of my traumas. But when you do hear something and be like, you know what, damn, that shit's different. That shit might require me to do something different. And holy shit, that apple pie that I keep on trying to bake with canned peaches might come out different. But until I keep on trying to use the same thing to get something different, I'm going to keep sabotaging myself. So you have to question yourself, but you got to be ready to listen to the answers, even when the answers lead you the perceived wrong way. And that becomes the end of the journey. When the answers you listen to take you somewhere different and it only shows you more, my contrarian level that was only a self-sabotage system that says, I'll give you more what you're asking for because you want to see something different. I just don't want you to take all your fire back. I'll move you from the field to the big house. But motherfucker, I'm still a slave. Yeah, but you got better conditions though, right? See, it becomes an internal clocking system of why. Why I got to do either one of them? Why I got to work in the field or the big house? The fuck are you? Then when you start looking at a point of owning your own energy, the battles start to go away. It don't become a fight. Don't get into a fight with yourself. Get into the position of yourself and stop honoring things that put you in separation. If that makes sense. So 8, stop struggling with yourself. Struggle minds glamorize anything that puts it in struggle. That was taking a gamble. What do the wisdoms of the hidden realm say about that gamble, though? Oh, the Hawk Prince in reverse, which is an 11. Linda, listen to me, honey. You're doing it all wrong. This is that dirty word, B-U-T. But I want to do something different, but you already screwed yourself. Every time you say that word, but, prepare to call yourself an ass. Because you are now the Hawk Prince. What does a hawk do? A hawk can see things. The hawk can see things for what they are. But what have I been saying this whole reading? I'm a justify not seeing things for what they are because I need them to fit in the box of what I've been taught they need to be. BACDKJH. And that's how your life lived too. All fucked up. Sorry. Let your life tell your tale. When you can't honor a different perspective that might take you out of what you're already trying to get out of, that's self-sabotage. Needing to make sense of that which has never made sense to you means you're a fool. Self-sabotage, accountability. Accountability and responsibility through awareness. Self-sabotage is that oven's hot. They get ready to do something to my life. They get ready to end my life. They're going to end my life in a minute. So self-sabotage is knowing the oven's hot and putting your hand on it instead of awareness that it's hot and touching it could hurt me. So the last line was the Taurus stubbornness will meet the Scorpio paranoia as the early blooms of your energy and use get emotionally manipulated into manifesting whatever rules your mind. What's ruling your mind? God damn, I can't make this shit up. Phrenology, certainty, the fact that you think that you have to know is why you don't know. Don't have any awareness. Knowledge has you fucked up. Thinking that you know what things are and using that as a basis for where you're trying to go, that's why we're stuck in cycles. But they're about to end my life. Wholeness.